Are we going to do like a big pre-show thing? Are we going to be like, welcome to the Missing Collectible 2020 Games of the Year, woo! That's it. I did it already. You're welcome.
This is the Missing Collectible top 10 games for the three of us, which we will then tally to get the best game of 2020, indisputable, mathematically proven. This is the Doom 2016-2020 awards. Here's how it works, okay? We're each going to pick 10 games. Your lowest game on the list, your number 10, is going to get 1 point. Your number 9 is going to get 2 points, all the way up to your number 1, who's going to get 10 points. And then we're going to sum all those up, and whoever has the most points wins. They have to be games that released in 2020 for their original release date. So if they were on another console or PC or something, and then they came to whatever platform you played them on, they don't count. They should have been nominated in previous years, even if it was December 31st release date.
Boo.
They can't be ports. They can't be remasters. They can be remakes if they've changed stuff. They can be updated editions if they've changed a bunch of stuff. So, like, the example we typically use is Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin is okay. It wouldn't be the Doom 2016 awards if we didn't invalidate one of Dibble's choices. So I'm very excited for when we do that. It usually happens in like the 4 to 6 range.
How the fuck did you know that was when it was going to be? How did you know that?
That's my favorite part. I believe this order, this year, we shift the order every year. I believe JB starts this year, I go second, and Dibble goes last.
At number 10, I have Chicken Police, a game I started 2 hours ago.
I saw that!
Really to get Gear Tactics off because I didn't play it enough. So I played a game not long enough to get another game not long enough off my list. It's a noir-themed, anthropomorphic chicken and every. There's a lot of animals, and it's like it's a bird game, and it's like a visual novel, but it's set in like 1920s mobster like noir, and you play as a kind of semi-retired rooster who gets a case and gets his reunites with his old partner and goes to solve it. It's nice. The dialogue's nice. The voice acting's actually pretty good.
Is it like a visual novel? Like, what was it like?
Yeah, it's like a visual novel. Okay. It's a little bit point and click. It's kind of like Phoenix Wright. And you can interrogate like the other characters, and you have like a little bar. So if you say something right, your bar goes up. If you say something wrong, your bar goes down. They're more willing to give you information that way. But it's better than the other games on my list.
Can you bagok like a chicken in people's faces during the interrogation?
I haven't been able to, no. But you do say clucking instead of fucking, so I really like that.
That's fucking great.
I've knocked my number 10 off the list, and my number 10 is now Chicken Police, basically. No.
I was telling Peter when I saw you, when you popped an achievement in it this morning, I was like, I watched a review of that a couple of months ago on The Escapist, and it looked really fucking weird and interesting.
Well, yeah.
And it was one of those games where I was like, oh, I might play that, and then at the end it was like on Steam and Xbox, and I was like, well, maybe not.
Well, yeah, the thing is, like, on TA, the completion time's like 1 to 2 hours. I was like, oh, I could bang this out this morning and like rank it. And then I look on how long to beat. It's like 6.5 hours. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 1 to 2 if you skip everything and it's boring.
Probably, yeah.
My number 10 is One Step from Eden. One Step from Eden is a mix between Slay the Spire and Mega Man Battle Network. And I've never played Mega Man Battle Network, but that's what everybody says. It's like a real-time combat deck builder game, and it's really fun. It's also really hard. If I played it more, it might be higher on the list, but as of right now, it sits at number 10.
Number 10. My number 10 is Minecraft Dungeons, which only made it on the list because I reevaluated the fact that it was actually quite fun to play with friends, even if it's probably the worst Diablo knockoff I've ever played.
It's a friendship game.
It is a friendship game. It's really bad. The trophies are really bad. The monetization isn't great. And the fact that, like the not the equipment that you get is random, but the fact that any character you play has no class, but you can kind of like choose to change how you want to play, which means nothing has any permanence.
When you say they have no class, do you mean that they're like rude?
Both.
All right, number 9 is a game recommended to me by Peter.
Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Lightly.
Oh.
I played last night I played like 4 or 5 chapters of it. It's Ghost Runner. Peter will probably go more in depth because he's actually like beat the game and platinumed it. But it's very fast-paced, first-person mirror edge like parkour and light combat kind of game. It works well when you do something right. It feels really great. Most of the time, it doesn't feel great because you jump all over the place.
There are very awkward controls. I streamed this game as part of looking for goatees, and you can tell in the first 2 hours I'm not having fun. I'm like,
it's rough.
Jumping with the trigger is awkward, like a bumper jumper type situation in this game.
Yeah.
I actually broke my right bumper on my Xbox controller last night due to just jumping with it constantly.
And then the grapple is the other trigger, and then the sword slash is the right trigger, and it's just like, is there any face buttons in this game?
A is to interact with stuff.
There's no A button on my PlayStation controller.
X then.
Got him.
Green. Oh, that's triangle for you.
Press green button.
The bottom one.
My number 9 is Risk of Rain 2.
Really? That didn't make it higher.
It's really weird to me to have 2 roguelikes on this list because I don't typically like roguelike games. But Risk of Rain 2 is definitely something special. It's another game that would definitely be higher if I had played more of it. But I only played it that one night for looking for goatees. But I had a lot of fun when I was playing it. And we played with somebody else, and it was fun in multiplayer. It's just a good time.
It is a good time.
Shoot stuff, roguelike, pick up stuff, become overpowered. Friendship. What's not to love? This game should be on everyone's list.
I think it was kind of imposing because since nobody actually had the platinum yet, and it's a roguelike, you guys were like, oh, it'll be so easy to finish. And I'm like, you say that, but then you realize you only have 1 trophy left in a roguelike, and you try for hours to get the run where you could get it. And then you fuck it up at the last second, and you go, great, I can't wait to play this game for 4 more hours to get the run again. Dude, I've been burned before.
Sounds like Isaac for you, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Nope, not doing that again. Nope.
I don't think Risk of Rain 2 will be as hard as Isaac.
When are you going to get back to it, baby?
I don't know. I have a lot of games to get back to, and I just started Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, you did.
Trained.
My number 9 is Moving Out. I actually finished it, got all the achievements, got the platinum. Once you kind of get the... I'm assuming you played it with someone else, JB?
Yeah.
Playing it with 2 people's miserable.
Really?
Unlike, it's the opposite of Overcooked, where playing it with more than one person is like the only reasonable way to do it. Shout out to our friend who beat both Overcooked games by themselves. Playing Overcooked with 2 people is like the only reasonable way to do it. Playing Moving Out with 2 people is infinitely worse because you, like, all the objects that are too heavy, you need the second person to carry. In Moving Out single player, you can carry that. You're just slightly slower. But if you jump, you basically go back up to normal speed.
Huh.
And the only reason it wouldn't be higher, like the biggest negative it has for me is the fact that all of the optional objectives are so fucking terrible.
Yeah,
it's like,
they are.
It's beat the level again, but in a way that makes
it's like
no
2 opposite
sense.
things.
Yeah.
It's like break all the windows or don't break all the windows. Or
So if you try to guess what it's going to be before you do it, you almost always guess the wrong one.
Yeah.
And it's like, one of the levels has 3 conveyor belts that lead to the exit, and one of the challenges is to only deposit things using the middle conveyor belt. That is so inefficient and annoying. It is beyond... Why did you do that? Why is that an optional objective that I have to get? It's stupid. It's fine.
You loved it.
It's number 9. It's better than Minecraft Dungeons. At least it's fucking something new.
I loved it.
I love the list when there's still some games we didn't like that have creeped into our top 10. And we're like, fuck that game. I give it 2 points.
It's usually me and Dibble's bottom 6 through 10.
Yeah, because we don't play as many games as Peter.
Right. Peter's like, number 9. I really liked it. We're like, number 9. It broke my controller.
Dude, I almost put Doom Eternal at number 10 just because I was thinking about how much I don't like Minecraft Dungeons as a concept. But then I remembered how disappointing Doom Eternal is, and I was like, no, Minecraft can make top 10.
My number 8's going to be controversial. I'm going to put Cyberpunk as
Hey,
Number 8.
That's fine. We haven't played it. We don't know how bad it is.
So the first week was rough. So I played it maybe a couple of days after launch.
Yeah.
And the beginning's not very good. Like nothing. It's supposed to do this like high action kind of stuff. The first person driving's terrible. I don't mind first person games, but as before I can change the camera on the driving. So it kind of spits you out on this like really cool city. And then it gives me a car that I can call. And I'm like, cool. I can like call my car. I can drive around. I call my car. It spawns under the street. So I was like, all right, well, I'll fast travel to somewhere else and call my car again. I call my car. It spawns under the street. So for like the first 3 days, I had to walk everywhere.
But did walking give you the opportunity to appreciate the scenery?
No.
Okay.
It made me really pissed off.
I'm trying to give CD some like props here.
Don't give him props. So that was like the biggest bug I found. I'm playing it on the PS4 Slim, so not even a Pro, and every now and then I'll get like a chug, and it'll kind of kick back to normal, like a 30 frame rate.
Yeah.
But it's like maybe once an hour or so, once a half hour, once an hour. So like really, it really hasn't really affected my performance too much. The shooting got a little bit hard to get used to because it's not like, you know, like the only shooter I play is Apex, so that's why I had to base everything off of. So it's a little different, but it feels a lot better now. And the whole Act 1 is pretty bad. Once you get through Act 1 and like that first heist, things open up and it gets a lot better. Like it actually feels more like an open world game.
Did
where
you
can kinda
say
go explore and
heist?
stuff. Yeah, there's a heist at the end of Act 1.
Heists are my second favorite thing in video games.
Yeah, I know.
JB, I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the chugging sound of Cyberpunk compared to Dead by Daylight?
Third to the pod racing sound of.
So you're telling me it's not as bad as Dead by Daylight?
No, I like it more than Dead by
No,
Daylight.
I'm saying
I
the
hate
sound that your PS4 makes when you play it.
Ooh.
I'm saying
It does get loud.
But is it as loud as Dead by Daylight? A jet engine.
No.
That's incredible.
I thi-
How is your game so unoptimized behavior? Oh my god.
Like, even my microwave could probably play it.
That's disgusting.
Oh my god. Are you asking these questions because you're going to make the Dead by Daylight update where they changed all the maps one of your entries?
No, but that's a very good bit that I was thinking about threatening.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
Don't do
Oh, no,
it.
man, I really like playing as Pyramid Head.
It's basically a new game.
It's fucking not.
My number 8 is Ghost Runner.
Oh!
I really enjoyed Ghost Runner. It was a grand old time. It doesn't overstay its welcome. Like, it's relatively short and it's fun the entire way through. New enemies get added in every level, including the last level. The collectibles are easy to find without a guide. It's just a fun, runny, stabby game.
That was quite succinct.
Did you break a controller?
I did not break a controller, nor did I even feel the need to.
No, mine wasn't on purpose.
I know.
It's just because the bumpers jump.
The bumpers jumped.
Oh, the Xbox.
And then
the triggers, yeah.
and then my bumper fell out, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks."
My number 8 is everybody's favorite baby patting game, Amnesia Rebirth, because I really had a good time getting spooked with a good friend, and there was some pants shitting moments, and I'm very afraid of how not far into the game I am, and I just don't want to play it anymore. Because every time I go down a hallway, I see a spooky man, and I don't want to see him anymore. He's a spooky
Just
man.
go talk to him. He wants to say hello.
So I had a pretty good time with it. I don't think I'm gonna have a good time with the platinum though. There's an achievement to like beat the game in under a certain amount of time, and they're saying the devs are intentionally patching out ways to make it easier. So they actually want you, and it's like a 2.5 hour speed run. It's like really long. So hopefully backup saves still work, but I really don't want to have to do the whole thing. That's too long for a speedrun trophy, man.
All right, so number 7, we're actually getting to territory where I actually like beat the whole game.
We're getting into good games.
So my number 7 is Coffee Talk, and I played this probably a couple months ago, maybe a month or two ago. When I actually finally started getting time playing video games again, and it's another visual novel where you're the owner of like a late night coffee shop, and people come in and you interrogate them, and think of the world as like a cyberpunky, like Fables kind of universe. where everyone's like a different species.
Okay.
So there's like satyrs and like succubi and elves and trolls and ogres and stuff like that, orcs. And it's just people come in, and your favorite customer, I guess, is this chick who's a journalist, aspiring author, and she wants to write a book about like people's experiences. So she like sits in the corner and like listens to all these people's like crazy stories.
Oh.
And the writing's really, really well done. It's only like a couple hours long, maybe. And people come in, ask for the drinks, and based on like what they tell you, you kind of have to mix certain things to make them the drink they want. So like if you make them something they don't want, you open up more dialogue options. If you make something like their favorite drink or what they want, you get better dialogue options.
Now, there's been a lot of like bartendy games that came out this year. Like there's Valhalla, I think it's called. There's Coffee Talk. There's one with a bunch of dead people in it. Like it's an undead bar.
Okay.
Is this one the best one of bar simulators that have come out this year?
I don't know. I never played the other two.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one's worth it.
Just say that it is.
I don't know if there's a platinum for. Yes, it is. It's definitely.
Did you 100%?
I did.
All right, and that counts.
The only like achievement that's not like story related, I think, is there's like an endless mode kind of thing. You gotta get it. You gotta get so many drinks in a row, right?
Oh.
But other than that, it's a really fun little afternoon game.
Is it like Call of the Sea level when you have to figure out what the person's favorite drink is by just going in their wallet and there's a piece of paper that says what their favorite drink is?
Not quite. It's based off what they tell you.
Okay. Do they just like cough under their breath like caramel macchiato?
No,
Light,
they kind of go like I want something like bitter but also sweet, and so you have like all these ingredients, and you have like bars for like
how bitter and how
bitter,
sweet.
Oh,
that's cool.
Different things, so you kind of like balance.
I think you only have one bar.
Wow.
My number 7 is Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3's biggest crime is it's not Resident Evil 2 remake. Other than that, it's fine. It's okay. Like it's everything that it needed to be, but it's not everything I was hoping for.
Brutal.
It's still a fun time. It's still great gameplay. It's still zombie shooting.
It's still Nemesis staring at you from outside the window.
It's still Nemesis staring at me from outside the window. It's a great time. I liked it.
My next one is One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. It would be higher if it wasn't the fact that they took out the mechanic that I liked. And they were like, what about this one instead? I was like, it's not as good. But their version of the final story was kind of cool for the most recent arc of the anime, which hadn't come out yet at the time when they were making the game. That kind of makes it hard to make a game about something. They kind of skipped over some sections that I thought they would have gone deeper into, but I guess that's fine. I'm talking to nobody because nobody knows what I'm talking about.
So I actually spot this. I spot this coming on your list ahead of time. So I watched multiple reviews. I watched full reviews of One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 and One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. The general consensus is Pirate Warriors 3 is a much better game.
Correct.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why it's 7. I like how our number 7s across the board, we all got all the achievements in. Good job, guys.
Good job. We did it.
We did it.
Just pat yourself on the back.
Yeah. It definitely didn't have nearly as much grinding as number 3, which made it a lot better on that front. But there was grinding, but it wasn't nearly as bad as 3. Which was level up all your characters to maximum, even the ones you can't directly play as. So you had to play missions that they could be an ally to you in, and then try to get as much XP for them in that attempt, and then do it again and hope to get them again. Which is just shitty-ass game design. Holy shit. Please don't do that in your games. It's bad.
Number 6. Another game I completed this year. Maneater.
Yay. I was wondering
which
what
we kind of
That's the fish game, right?
Yeah.
That's a big fish game. So it's just open world shark game where you get bigger and you're avenging your mom's death from this like angry shark hunting dude.
Angry shark hunting dude.
Yeah, so he killed your mom and slit her open and grabbed you out and like.
This game sounds dark.
He put a scar on you and threw you back in and said, "I'll deal with you later," kind of thing.
Threw you back into your dead mom?
Why would you ever do that to a shark?
Into the ocean.
Oh, I thought you said he slid up your mom and pulled you out.
Yeah.
Like out of her?
Yeah.
Ah!
So
Ah!
it's a double vengeance thing where he's out to get you, but you're also out to get him.
Why did he throw you back then?
Maybe you escaped. I don't know.
What
I played this in like the spring
What
or
an idiot.
summer.
Pre-COVID times.
I've heard that you slowly like remove his limbs.
Yeah, you do.
How's the water physics? What does the water look like?
The water's fine. It's easy. It's pretty easy to see. It's hard to get your bearings at first because like depth perception's bad for me.
But how many towers does it have?
Why are we talking about bears? I thought this was a shark game.
Yes,
There's actually there's no towers.
Bear holding a shark.
What are you talking about, bears?
You said bearing.
Wow. But like the basic mechanics are good, but it gets old. It gets old really fast. Like all the side stuff's boring. But overall, it's just a fun. It's short. All the collectibles are pretty much on the map. As long as you like go near them, they show up on the map, so you can know what you missed, what you need to get, what you got. There's a check mark for everything you got. There's
Thank God.
question mark for everything you didn't get. So everything, you don't need a guide for any of it. And the worst thing is like towards the end, you get like more human enemies, and so you just, as long as you equip the bone armor, like you don't really take much damage. You can. Nothing's really a problem. Like I hardly ever died towards the end. Like everything was like at the beginning with the alligators, and once you get past those, like the game's a breeze.
I remember watching you do that on stream.
It's fun. You should play it on sale.
Don't pay full price.
No,
That's the plan.
definitely a $20 game.
My number 6 is The Pathless. The Pathless is a game I should hate, but I don't. So, my biggest issue with The Pathless is how similar it is to all the elements of Breath of the Wild that I didn't like. But I still really loved it. And I don't know what makes it so special. Like, I don't know if it's the music or just how good the storm clouds look when you go in to fight a boss, or how fun the bosses are to fight. But I really enjoyed it the entire time I played it. I did not mind going for 100%. It was fun the whole time doing that. The abilities that you get for 100% in an area are really good and make it worth it in game. I don't know. I liked it a lot.
Well, my number 6 is Hades, which is way lower than a lot of people would say.
I am shocked that that's so low for you.
Well, first of all, the part of it that everybody seems to like is all the character interaction, which most games like that don't have. Like, there's not a lot of talking to characters in, like, Enter the Gungeon or Binding of Isaac or anything like that, or, like, Risk of Rain. It's more just the combat part. And you notice that when you play Hades, because the combat part isn't great and the character stuff is. And I was like, ooh, a melee roguelike game in, like, a ancient mythology universe? That sounds good. Oh, it's just the talking parts that are good? That's a shame. I get that. It's kind of that company's shtick. Is that Supergiant Games?
Yeah.
Super something games? It's the people who made Bastion and Transistor. And their kind of thing is people talking a lot. But, I mean, the combat's a couple notes for me. And I only played it for like 3 or 4 hours, so I can't really put it any higher. But it was, from what I played, was good, but it didn't have, I don't know. My wife beat it for the first time, like, yesterday.
Nice. Hades is by far the game that I regret most not playing.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, same.
It's fine, dude.
My number 5, and I only put it at number 5 because I didn't get to play as much as I wanted to, was Spiritfarer. It might have made it a little further up.
I just realized that isn't on Peter's list yet, so that's going to get some serious points.
So talk to me about Spiritfarer, because I've played about 4.5 to 5 hours of Spiritfarer, and can't get into it yet.
Really? I'm just past you. And it's cool. You play as, a little girl, and you're deemed the new Spiritfarer with your cat. And your goal is to go into this, like, the afterlife kind of thing, and guide these lost souls to the gate so they can pass on. So you're the, I guess, the Spiritfarer. So you're taking over the boat. Whose boat is that?
Davy Jones.
Spiritfarer.
It's fucking Davy. You're Davy Jones, dude. It's
No.
Davy Jones Simulator. You're missing.
So,
drop-
no.
dropping
You
the
can't think of
names.
this as Davy Jones Simulator because
Davy
it's Dead Like Me
Jones.
rules. It's Dead Like
You're
Me
not-
rules because the previous Spiritfarer, you're his last reap. And when he goes through the portal, you become the Spiritfarer.
Right.
But so does your
character die by
cat. It's
getting
kind of
ripped?
weird.
Yeah, that is kind of
No,
weird.
but whose boat is it?
It's the shark guys.
Davy Jones.
Not the name.
I don't remember the name. Sharon?
It's like a Greek.
Charon?
Yeah, Charon.
There we go. Sharon.
Sharon.
Wendy.
From this middle-aged woman, Sharon. So everything is obviously animals again because we can't talk as humans. So everyone just they're like these little like weird journey people on islands, and then once they bring them back to the boat, they turn into animals. So kind of weird. So you get it's like half weird platformer, half building simulator on your ship. And so you can build like houses and gardens and workshops and kitchens and stuff on your ship so you can cook their favorite meals and keep them happy as on their journey to the afterlife. And so it's like there's like micromanagement but also like pseudo platforming.
It's not really
I don't even want to call it
platforming.
platforming.
Yeah,
You just kind of like go on an island sometimes and gather stuff and talk to people.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Stardew Valley Light on a ship. But I like it. I like to play more to see if I like it more going on or if it just kind of like peters out.
Haha.
Haha.
It's actually intriguing. I don't know. Like, do you get characters who aren't connected to your character eventually?
I don't know. All the characters I have are kind of connected to me in some way.
Okay. Like, I'm waiting for some twist to happen. Like, I'm feeling
'Cause
like
I think
a
I had
twist
this-
is brewing.
I think I had the same 4 as you, and I just dropped the first one off at the gate. She's the first one to pass on.
Yeah, I'm interested to play more.
Yeah, same.
Then play more.
I will. I have like 70,000 games to play.
Then do it.
My number 5 is going to be my first contentious pick.
Ooh.
My number 5 is a game I did not enjoy almost at all.
What the fuck?
And then the DLC
Fall
came
Guys?
out,
Oh
and
my
the
God,
DLC
it's at
was
5?
free.
Wow, it's at 5.
And we had so much fun with the DLC that to not put it in the top 5 would be unacceptable. My number 5 pick is Ghost of Tsushima.
He put it at 5, JB. Heresy.
I'll
This does not bode well.
I knew how you felt about it.
I know what game is going to win Game of the Year now.
I think the single player
I hope
in
so.
Ghost of Tsushima is fine and fun for what it is, but it is bland and Ubisoft in nature.
This game is going to lose by 1 point to a different game, and it's going to be really dumb.
But that being said, I think the DLC, which was free, was amazing and probably the best DLC I played all year.
What's the best DLC you've ever played that's been free?
Horse
Been
armor.
free?
Oh shit!
Horse Armor's not free.
I said free, my guy.
I know. I stopped myself after you said free.
This might be the best
Ooh.
free DLC I've ever played.
Ever played, yeah.
It was like a surprise. It was like, here you come. The raid was fun and just the perfect level of difficulty to figure out what to do. Like,
Yeah.
we were never stuck on any one thing for too long. It was just fun.
It's really well made. Way to go, Sucker Punch.
Would you like to see them make a sequel and improve on anything?
No.
No, leave it where it is.
They're going
Or would
to
you like
anyway,
them to
I'm
make
sure.
another? Or would you like them to try another open world game and kind of like improve on mechanics?
Yeah, I'd say change it up. Like, this is so much better than Infamous, it's not even funny.
I think it's funny how many people are like, oh my god, make Ghost of Tsushima 2. I'm like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I feel very similar to Ghost of Tsushima as I did with Last of Us and Bloodborne, which was like, I really liked
It tied
what we
up well.
did, but we're done. Like, the
Yeah.
story is done.
And you will make another one and you will fuck it up.
Yeah.
Hint.
That being said, my number 1 is Last of Us Part 2. No, I'm kidding.
Peter, come on. You didn't even play it.
He secretly played on another account all year.
He did. Definitely did. My number 5
wouldn't
is
put it past him.
Turds. So you can't
Oh my God.
You can't even argue with that. So
You're not lying.
I'm not lying. I'm genuinely saying turds because I had so much fun with it. You can fucking roll the clip. God damn it. The part where Peter and I were going across this is just the only clip you need to know. It was like, we have to get an oil drum from here to this other spot. Let's just load it in a boat. It's fine. And then Peter goes, are you holding the barrel? I'm like, nah, it's fine. And the second I say that, the barrel explodes and destroys the boat. We both get flying into the air. We're both fucking pissed ourselves laughing. You cannot admit you weren't laughing, Peter.
Here's the metaphor for totally reliable delivery service, okay?
It's so fucking funny.
Imagine you and I were running a marathon, and 5 steps into the marathon, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm fat, I survive on Cheetos and pizza.
Yep.
No, I'm out. And you were like, come on, just a little bit further. And then by like the very end of the marathon, I'm literally on your back, and you're dragging me to the finish line.
That's what, yeah.
Like, I was not into this game at all.
I just really liked the fun moments that we had. Like, when we were trying to, like, deliver the package to the blimp. We had to, like, get the foam finger to the blimp. That was miserable, but in that misery, a fire was lit of friendship, and it will burn on forever. I think it was great. I think it was better than a lot of these
I'm
games.
glad your guys' servers were a lot better than ours.
No,
The servers were fine.
They were
fine.
awful at times. But yeah.
Once we changed to you hosting, it was a lot better.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Okay.
Oh, my turn. So we're at number 4 now?
We're at number 4.
My number 4 is Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. I didn't play the Insane Trilogy, so I didn't know the physics going in, but I guess they're pretty much the same as the Insane Trilogy. They feel fine. It doesn't feel like super floaty. It's hard. Like, I haven't played a Crash game since, the great Wrath of Cortex that we have on our YouTube channel.
So a common thing that I saw in reviews was this game is so hard that children shouldn't buy it, but I didn't think it was like that hard. It's definitely hard.
Like, I played, Crash 2 was my first PS1 game, and I was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 or something. And it was still somewhat difficult, but...
Yeah, those games aren't easy.
But, yeah, I mean, I was able to beat it. You just gotta play it a lot. Like, you eventually get it. It's one of those games, like, you're gonna die a lot, but, like, just keep playing it and you'll get it.
As soon as it's like $25, I'll probably get it, and then be like, "Oh my god, why didn't I get this when Peter was playing it?" So
it's super worth it for $25.
It's definitely worth it. It's good.
Is the fact that you have to play every level 4 times worth it?
No, I don't mind the tawny levels that you had to replay, but like now I unlocked like inverted mode, so it's like play it in inverted mode, play it for all the gems, play it for all the boxes. I was like,
Yeah, but you were gonna do a lot of those at the same time anyway.
Yeah, so like that's the thing is like everybody says that you have to play it a bunch of times. I think the quickest you could do it in is 4 playthroughs. But like 5 of the gems, so there's gems for getting certain percentages of Wampa fruit. There's a gem for all boxes, and there's a gem for not dying more than 3 times.
More than 3 times, yeah.
All of those gems
and then the hidden gem.
Yeah, and the hidden gem. But all 5 of those first gems you get from the perfect relic. So like don't even go for those gems. Just go for the perfect relic.
What the fuck is the perfect relic?
That's for not dying at all and getting all boxes.
Oh.
And then there's the time trials.
And then there's the time trials, which I think...
mode.
So like they upped the time trials because in the Insanity collection, you had to get the platinum time trials, right?
No, you
had to get gold.
You have to get the
This
gold.
is platinum.
In this one, you have to get the platinum. But I found in this one, I got the platinum as my first qualifying time, like, pretty often.
Yeah, which you never did in Insane, right?
Yeah, the harder time was, like, surviving through the whole level in Crash 4. But, like, once I made it through the whole level successfully without dying, I usually hit a platinum time. Except for, like, the really awful levels where you get in and you're, like, 40 seconds behind. It's like, how am I gonna make up 40 seconds? That doesn't seem possible.
You gotta mash square a bunch.
Yeah, you do have to mash square.
Yeah, the abilities with the new masks are okay.
I like them.
The first one's not bad. The second one took a lot of getting used to, doing the spin, flying.
That's awkward, yeah.
The depth perception was kind of weird at first, but it's not too terrible.
You know what surprised me most about Crash 4 was the cutscenes. Like, the cutscenes are so well animated and bouncy. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like, why do I care about this in my Crash Bandicoot platformer game? Like, but it was surprisingly wholesome and fun.
Yeah, but I'm like 2 or 3 bosses in, and I'm having a good time. It's solid. I'm getting better. Like, you know, as a you start out and you're like, man, I haven't played one of these games in forever, and it's real hard. But now I'm having like less deaths, and I'm able to navigate more freely. So I'm having a lot more fun.
My number 4 pick was very surprising to me that I liked it as much as I did. It was bought out of obligation. It was like, we have to buy this just because it's being talked about and people are saying good
Final
things.
Fantasy VII Remake.
My number 4 is Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh, really? Wow.
Spider-Man Miles Morales is the exact same level of fun the entire way through, never dipping, but also never going up. I really liked the villain. The villain was very cool. I hope they find a way to bring her back. Spoilers. But yeah, Miles was a fun character to play as. All the supporting cast was really fun. You just ride around on some webs and web up some people.
Do it. Make it happen. My number 4 is a game I don't think anyone else played. I'm actually kind of... I guess maybe not. It wasn't on Game Pass, but I played Carrion.
Yeah, I didn't get to play it. I had it
Carrion
installed.
is fucking dope. I still haven't finished it yet, but just because of the concept and the implications of a couple of the weird like flashback sequences you have, and how unique the gameplay is, it deserves a spot in the top 5, and it will never get a sequel, and nobody will remember that it came out, which is a real shame. But it's really fun. Ripping people to pieces is really fun. I don't think the puzzles are that bad. There's barely any puzzles. The only thing that's a problem is the fact that you don't really know where to go a lot of the time. But it wouldn't make sense to give you a map because you're a weird, like, Promethean tentacle monster. Why the fuck would you have a map?
So was it, like, difficult?
No.
No.
Not difficult. I just didn't get back to it.
It reminded me of, like, something you would like in the terms of, like, Cryptark. Like, under the radar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Indie game.
Yeah. It had sneaky moments. It has get out there and rip everyone to pieces moments. It's got little bits of puzzles. There's like a really cool part where you're in investigation. Like there's a flashback to when a team of archaeologists is finding like an old base. And it's like, there's like the very end of it looks like the guy is like looking at something kind of like an alien. He's like, what's that going to be? And you're like, it's alluded to that it's like the egg that like the monster comes out of and like attaches to that guy or whatever. There's a couple of those flashback sequences. They're really cool.
Right on.
I gotta
Talk to me about the possession ability, because that looks really cool.
It's really gross. Because when you decide to come back out, they just like explode and like you come out of their entire body. Yeah, it's pretty gross. And like it's like Meat Boy, and the way the sound effects are all just... And it's like, I
was trying so hard to not make those sounds.
It's a very moist game.
It's a very moist game.
Number 4. Very moist.
I just gotta look for that word. My number 3 is one of Peter's previous entries, Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh my god. I knew it. I know it's gonna win. Oh my god, it already won.
So, kind of piggybacking on what Peter said, like, it is kind of bland, but I still love the theme, like, in the world they built. I love the horseback. I love the implementation of, like, the wind telling you where to go.
I hate the wind.
Oh, I love it.
I don't get the praise for the wind at all.
I don't like any of the side stuff, though.
Most of the side stuff is like real quests, though.
No, not the quests,
stuff.
but like the bamboo strikes and
okay.
the haikus. And
sure.
I'm like, I don't need to do any of that. Like, it's dumb. But you get stuff from it, so at least there's that. The side quests are okay. They're samey. Like every other open world game. Like it's all either kill a bunch of dudes or like fetch quests or whatever. I'm only into Act 2, but the end of Act 1 was still just okay. Like it built up to this like big moment of like rescuing your uncle.
I think the ending of Act 1 was my favorite part of the game.
Oh, well, that sucks.
My favorite.
Well, I put it at number
is the
3 because I think I know where the story's going, so I'm kind of figure out the story part, but I just don't know if like there's any more abilities you get to make the game more fun. But the characters are all okay. The monk I just met was pretty cool. But
Monk's a cool guy. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
But everyone else has been like, eh.
Oh
Yuna's the edgy one who's like, I guess I'll help you. But
Yuna's
like
right. The main one.
Yeah, she's alright.
Her like redemption sides. Everybody's like redemption side story is cool. I like hers a lot.
So, but like I like the combat. It's fine. But I'd rather be stealthy, so it's taking me a lot longer to kind of like go around and be stealthy instead of just like hacking everybody up.
But just the fact that like they let you you can do a mix of both. And really
like it doesn't punish you for getting caught or like you just had to fight your way out.
As someone playing Assassin's Creed Chronicles right now, I really wish I could fucking do that.
I'm sorry.
So annoying, man. And the fact that it's
I think I got you those.
You did. Depending on
I always play stealthy in like games where stealth is an option, and in Ghost of Tsushima, the regular alerted combat is so good that I like never played stealthy.
Yeah, both seem completely valid in a way that I don't think I've seen a game handle that like ever. Like the parts of Marvel's Spider-Man Steve Ditko's Avengers game where it was like, oh, you can like web people up kind of like a Batman Arkham game, except after you do the first wave of enemies, it spawns another wave and they all know where you are immediately. It was just it was taking the piss. It was so stupid. It's like, wow, what was the fucking point? Thanks. Great.
My number 3, every time my wife came into the room and saw me playing it, she was like, this is the most beautiful video game I've ever seen. How has it not won all of the awards for best art?
It's Bugsnax.
Is it Bugsnax?
My number 3 game is Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. This game's great.
I wasn't expecting that.
You jump on stuff. You run fast. It's great.
If I had played that, maybe that would have won. Because this is such a mix-up of a year.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm really worried about right now is Peter's number 1 and number 2. I think it will win just because of the... If JB had played this game, it would have won. Because of how low each of us has Ghost of Tsushima. Did JB play it?
Play what?
No. Hold on. No. Did he?
No spoilers.
He didn't. Number 3 is Journey to the Savage Planet. This game is really great and totally flew under the radar of like everybody. It's Borderlands dialogue funny bits meets Metroid Prime. It's really good. The only thing that brings it down is its trophy list is kind of redundant. We have to beat the game like 3 different times, and then the DLC added beating the game again in co-op, and then beating it in co-op again, but nobody dies. I get it. Enough. I've beaten this game like DLC. 5 times now. Yeah, and the DLC, which was called DLC 01, I was like, don't do it. Because I was still playing it at the time, and it's the kind of game where if you want to come back to it later, you're going to forget everything. So I was like, I'm just going to do it right away. So I bought it.
Yeah, so you
finished it.
Yeah, you kind of got overloaded.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. You should play it. It's if you like Metroid Prime, you should play it. It's got like cataloging all of the monsters and such. It's kind of cool. So.
All right, number 2. I know it's a game I only played this year. Sackboy.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That good.
So I haven't played a lot of like Little Big Planet, and so I don't really know how it's structured. But Sackboy is like very, I'll say like 3D Mario-esque, where you have like 5 different worlds. You can go level to level, kind of like Crash.
Oh, kind of like Demon's Souls.
I've heard that Sackboy is the sleeper hit of the year.
It's very good. It's fun. I bought Ash the collector's edition for Christmas, and we've been playing through it since then.
What a nerd.
And so, like, I guess the power of friendship bumps the value up.
There you go. That'll do it.
But it's really well done game. Like, we haven't had any like bugs.
Sackboy and chat.
It's a perfect mix of like difficult and like fun little quirks. But it's just kind of like a collectathon platformer. We're going to have to play through it to get all the stuff in every level, and it has the perfect difficulty to it. Like there's levels we die a lot, and there's levels that we just breeze through, and There's levels that are like to the beat of the music, and they're really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, Sackboy number 2.
Well, now I feel like I have to play a lot of these games, even though it's too late for 2020. But
It's never too late. It's just too late to get the award.
It is.
My number 2 game is the game that everybody's talking about, is Bug Snacks.
I was really I can't believe you gave Game of the Year to Final Fantasy VII Remake, Peter. I can't believe you betrayed me.
We're talking about Bug Snacks. I'm talking about Bug Snacks.
I know we're talking about Bug Snacks.
Listen, it's not enough. It's not enough that Bug Snacks is exactly what it promised. It's a great bug catching game. It's not enough that they went above and beyond and made great characters with great dialogue. It's not enough that they then went beyond that, and for every side quest in your journal, they have beautiful, like, hand-drawn art that is so cool to look at, and they didn't have to do it. It could have just been a menu. But then, on top of all of that, they throw in this great twist at the end. The game is a masterpiece. Play
really
Bug
good.
Snacks.
It's really good. Absolutely the sleeper hit of the year. It's not true. I can't believe it isn't hot garbage.
Yes.
I'm very concerned about where this list is going because
I know it's number 1.
JB, I also know his number 1. My number 2 is also Bug Snacks for all the reasons that Peter just said.
Oh my God, Bug Snacks gonna win.
It's not gonna win because you didn't play it. If you'd played it, it would have won.
Peter's not putting Final Fantasy 7 Remake at
No,
number
he's
1.
putting Persona 5 Royal.
I know he is.
He's doing a bit.
Oh God, Bug Snacks is gonna win.
As soon as I realized that Ghost of Tsushima for JB wasn't going to be high enough, even if it was at number 1 for me, because Peter put it at number 5, and if JB had played Bug Snacks at all, it would have won. I was like, oh my God, is Bug Snacks going to take it?
It's pretty clear what's going to happen. The fate is sealed at this point.
It was so close. It was so close to Bug Snacks. JB,
some would say dangerously close.
JB, it's your number 1. It would have deserved it. It was pretty good.
It's my number 1 Bug
JB
Snack.
turns around and gives his number 1 to Bug Snacks.
From the bits that I saw Peter play on stream, Bug Snack is my game of the year.
It was.
Dibble played on stream then.
Yeah, Dibble played.
I did. I played a lot. JB,
that makes it my game of the year.
Oh, there you go.
Bug Snacks wins. No, my game of the year is very obvious.
Is it?
It's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Oh, right. Okay.
Going into the year, it was going to be my game of the year, kind of like Red Dead 2, and then Red Dead 2 didn't win my game of the year, so.
I was afraid if Peter gave it that and you gave it that, it was going to take it out of fucking nowhere.
And
my
I thought
one
Ghost of Tsushima would be the...
It isn't. It is not.
Ghost of Tsushima, I thought would be the only one who could maybe do it.
Yeah.
But it just didn't quite live up to that. I know a lot of people give Remake a lot of shit because it's supposed to be a remake and they want the original game basically to a T in this new engine and new battle system and all this, and it's not. Like, the story is more detailed, it's more backstory, but if you don't know the twist at the end, like, it's not even close to the same game as the original Final Fantasy VII, and people are really upset about that.
I think people are also really upset because the dialogue is cringy as fuck balls.
The dialogue's bad.
The dialogue is
But
really bad.
The combat's great. It has trains.
I feel like the twist works in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I feel like if I had played a game in my childhood that I loved as much as people love Final Fantasy VII, and then they like spun it a little bit differently, I would be so into that.
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted in a remake. I don't want the same exact game, just played differently. I want a kind of different take on the game, and this is what I got. So I'm happy about it. I know a lot of other people aren't happy about it.
Well, that's why it's number 1.
But I don't care about other people. I care about me.
That does tend to be your MO, though, JB. You're like, well, if they don't like it, I like it.
Exactly.
That does.
Fuck other people.
Fuck other people.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Game of the Year.
My number 1 is Stumble Chums Mega Punch Out.
Peter.
There's the bit. Roll it.
Fall Guys is great. Fall Guys is so much better than I thought it could ever be. I was excited when it was announced. I played it by myself for a little bit and had a blast. And then I met random strangers who have turned out to be great friends over the course of the year.
Hi, random strangers.
Peter, why aren't you still playing it then if it's so great?
Because there's other games to play. I have the platinum.
You got the platinum.
Why aren't you playing Journey to the Savage Planet anymore?
You got the Platinum and Trippy Buddies.
That's not an online fucking live service game. I'm saying if it's so good, why aren't you still playing it if it's a live service game that keeps adding new content? Journey to the Savage Planet's over. I beat it like 5 times. They haven't added anything new. They added new Christmas stuff for Fall Guys. Why aren't you playing it?
Yeah, we've gone back to Fall Guys every now and then.
Did you do it since the Christmas stuff?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah,
Trippy
I got
Buddies?
2 crowns.
You fucking lying to me.
No.
All right. Fine.
Also,
Peter,
I don't have to justify my list to you. Fall Guys is number 1.
Carry me, senpai.
You know what? Just for that, Final Fantasy Remake
Yes.
is number 1.
No.
We did it,
Just
boys.
for that
No.
outburst.
No.
20 points.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Not even with 2 number 1s is it enough.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's not enough. That's why it was so crazy. Like I said, JB, if you'd played Bug Snacks, it would have won.
I didn't get Bug
2
Snacks.
people at second place, obviously.
I didn't talk about that enough.
You didn't talk about Bug Snacks enough. My number 1 is obviously Ghost of Tsushima.
Of course.
Because I actually fucking liked the single player, and then the multiplayer was even better. Also,
I put it
met
at
some-
number 3, and I didn't even play the multiplayer.
Man, that game's fucking great. That game's real good. It's just like, you do some stuff, and then you stab some guys, and the stabbing guys is satisfying. The counter combat, when you finally figure it out after yelling at the screen for like 4 hours, is satisfying. And then like...
It sounds like it's what The Witcher 3 should have been.
Yeah, it is. If The Witcher had any remotely good combat, that game would be even more popular than it is, which I guess isn't really possible. But it's that's one of those things where people go, oh, the prequels had some pretty interesting universe changes, but the dialogue is really fucking bad. It's like, yeah, The Witcher 3 has a really cool universe, but the combat's really fucking bad. People have finally come around to that fact, I think, which is fairly healthy for the community. Ghost of Tsushima is the kind of game where, for the New Game Plus mode, I went to the duels that I didn't have to do, put on the lightest armor in the game, and I was like, let's go. Round 2. I'm dueling you again. This time, if you hit me once, I basically die. Let's go. I'm down. I didn't have to do them, but I did, just to show them what the fuck is up. Also, like, some of the side missions where you learn the ultimate techniques are fucking awesome. Those were really good.
Oh, yeah, those are cool. Like
Those were really
the
good side
Fable kind of
missions.
ones.
I did the best one as my first mission in the entire game.
Was it Heavenly Sword?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I did.
That's the one. Absolutely. You get to the guy, and he defeated the guy that was going to teach it to you right before you got there. And then you're like, you fucking piece of shit, I'll strike you down. And then you do, and he fucking burns to death. Spoilers. Awesome. Fuck that guy. That's the one, right? You're not talking about the fire sword? You're talking about lightning strike? Yeah.
Yeah. So at 24 points, Ghost of Tsushima wins the Doom 2016-2020 award. It is the best game, undeniably, of 2020. Jeff Keighley got it wrong at the Game Awards.
It is not Last of Us Part 2.
It's not Last of Us Part 2.
It's not Hades. It's Ghost of Tsushima.
Do you know how happy I would have been if Bug Snacks had won Game of the Year?
I'd have been good with that. Crash 4 didn't do too bad. It got 15 points.
Yeah, Crash 4 did pretty well, too.
I bet if I'd played it, which I thought about buying it last week, it probably would have won because it would have come in top 3.
What was our top 5, Peter?
Ghost of Tsushima is number 1 with 24 points. Is it Bug Snacks with 18? I believe it's Bug Snacks with 18 points.
Yep, then
Then
Crash
it's
with 15.
Crash with 15. And then it's games just in order, because those are the only games that are on multiple lists.
Yeah, the only game that was on multiple lists is going to be Ghost Runner with 5 points.
Yeah.
So it'd have been Fall Guys and Remake 4 and 5, like tied.
Yeah, I think a big bummer on here is how many games that were in like somebody's top 10 that was in somebody else's fucking bottom 3. Like, I actually liked Turds and you hated it. That could have been on multiple lists.
Could have been. Needs to be a better game.
It's in my bottom 2.
Basically, the reason Cyberpunk isn't on my list is because I saw the reviews and went, "Oh, it's shit. I should wait," and didn't play it. It wouldn't have been on any. Did she get that for you?
No, I bought it.
Oh wow.
I felt like one of us needed to play at least some of it.
Yeah.
So that is the Doom 2016-2020 awards. Thank you for joining us. Always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if we got it horribly, horribly wrong,
we didn't.
Tell us in the comments.
We didn't.
Tell us what your favorite game is. Tell us why Ghost of Tsushima should be number 2
And why
Bugsnax
it's not.
should win.
Bugsnax should win.